another management, and this one is Hindustan Zinc. Mr. Arun Misra, the CEO from Hindustan Zinc, joins us on the show now. Arun, hi, good afternoon. Thank you so much for speaking with us. You have reported a bit of a muted quarter, which is largely on expected line due to the subdued commodity prices. But what's the outlook when it comes to the commodity prices? Do you think that big upcycle that we all were talking about is over already?
Very difficult to predict in current situation. First, I would say it is not as subdued as it looks. This quarter has been net profit has jumped 56% over same quarter last year. Of course, on sequentially, if you look at in quarter 4 to quarter 1 of this year, there has been 6% jump in the net profit. So performance has been quite good, and as per our expectations, on the volume side, there has been 10% uptick compared to same quarter last year, and of course, it is flat compared to quarter 4. Thing to watch here is quarter 4 normally is the best ever quarter in any months of operation. This is the first time in quarter 1 we have repeated quarter 4 performance. So that is what gives a much more promise for the future. Your commodity upcycle that we saw, zinc prices, I have always been vocal about it, that anywhere between 2,900 to 3,200 is the right price for zinc per dollars per ton basis, and it should stabilize at that. So we are not worried upon that because our future calculations are based on around 29 to 3,000 dollars per ton only. We have to manage cost, and that is what is our biggest worry. The input commodity prices, especially coal prices, have not softened the way the metal prices have softened. So that gives us a lot of opportunity for thinking. And current we had a guidance of 1125 to 1175 dollars per ton of cost, whereas current costs are about 1265 dollars a ton. So roughly about 90 dollars a ton we need to reduce, and we should keep working for that.
Good afternoon, Mr. Misra. This is Sharlo joining in. You spoke about the cost pressures due to the rise in commodity prices, but how has the demand picture been? When I talk about demand picture, I'm asking about zinc, lead and silver. Has there been any impact of inflation and a possible recession on the demand conditions, both domestically as well as internationally?
No, first is whenever zinc prices cross $3,500 a ton, you would always see a hesitation, especially the spot buyers, to book the quantities. We did see that when the prices were too high, but there is no contraction in demand, so to say, which can give us a reasonable concern. Domestic demand is quite strong. We are selling anywhere between 39,000 to 40,000 tons a month. We are able to export anywhere between 25,000 to 30,000 tons a month of zinc. Lead demand is quite strong. It did look like somewhere in the quarter 4 of last year that there would be some slowdown in lead demand, but whereas we see that it has come back quite strong, and quarter 1 we have all our order books are full, and I don't see any concern on the demand side in lead and zinc both. And the push in Europe with the European Union's stimulus package that was announced, the push for galvanized steel is still there in Europe, and US also investing a lot on the infrastructure. Government of India will continue to invest in infrastructure, and gives us good hope that India zinc should grow at around 2%, more than 3% level year-on-year basis, whereas worldwide we would see 1.5% to 2% kind of a growth.
Okay, Arun, that point is taken, but margins were under slight pressure, and that was because of the increase in the coal prices. Now, considering that commodity prices have corrected quite a bit after quarter 1, how have the input cost pressures shaped up, and consequently, what does it mean for your margins going forward?
So yes, that's what I said. While the zinc prices have been good, but in spite of the metal prices softening, the softening in coal has not happened. And we are still hopeful that coal prices going forward would come down, but we are not stopping at that. We are looking at all possible options of maximizing use of domestic coal. This quarter we have got about 10% of our coal basket was supplied from domestic coal mines of Coal India Limited, and also it is more than what we had quarter before, which was quarter 4 of last year, which is about 2%. So from 2%, the growth has been to 10% of the coal basket, and we hope we have got our huge backlog of fuel supply agreement pending with Coal India Limited, and I am sure that with this kind of trend of production that they have displayed, Monsoon may bring in slight slowness, but quarter three onwards, we should be able to get more than 25 or 30% of our coal basket at domestic coal, and by that time, international coal prices would also soften.
Mr. Mishra, let's talk about a very key, important news development. Last time when we had spoken, you suggested that government should come up with Hindustan Zinc divestment declaration soon. We know that the government has made very clear that they intend to divest stake in Hindustan Zinc. Could you tell us what has been the progress on this particular front, and how soon should we expect the divestment process to start?
I think to the best of my knowledge, government is working out the modalities, the rules, regulations, how much, when. Current volatility in the stock market perhaps was not the right time. So it's for them to decide. I wouldn't speculate on that. And frankly speaking, it doesn't concern Hindustan Zinc much. It is the government, being the part owner of Hindustan Zinc, they should decide how to handle this subject.
We'll let you go on that note. Thank you so much for